Hey gems! So today we're going to be looking at what's in my propagation prop boxes. I have like 2 IKEA mini greenhouses, and I have a prop box that's just like your standard Sterlite box. And I also have like a random clear like container that I'm using as a prop box to help. That one is actually helping some of my rehab plants that I have in there. It's not that big, but we're gonna go through just my prop boxes and my mini greenhouses to see like what I have propagating. So we'll see what's propagating. So let's start with, I have 2 that sit on the lower part of this shelf because it doesn't get a lot of light, and I have grow lights positioned under, well, they're on each shelf, but that one specifically has like a red grow light that is like integrated with the LED light. I'll show a shot of it after I show you guys what I have in here. And these will probably be sitting in there until the springtime again, because it's getting cold and a lot of the plants are about to go into hibernation or missing their growth period. But honestly, a lot of my plants grow through the winter too, but just to be on the safe side, I'm going to keep them in here. So let's just get to the plants and see what's propagating. Yeah. So here is my first mini greenhouse. You can kind of get you probably can see some familiar plants that you know in here. I'm gonna lower, and you're not gonna be able to really see my face, but I'm gonna lower the camera so we can go through it. And this is, I actually need to wipe this off. It's been like about a week and a half since I've wiped the windows, but it's actually just plexiglass, and this is like a tin material, but I really like it, and I'll show you guys how I set it up to keep it high humidity in here and perfect for these growing plants. Okay, so it opens up right here, and this is not sponsored, by the way, so IKEA, holla at your girl. And it also just comes off right here, and that I really like that. So that way, trying to get in here, so that way you can just have really easy access. And I'll just go through everything. I'll start with the back row and work my way forward. So I have a string of turtles, and it's actually funny story. So when I first got the string of turtles, I set it out on my shelf, and literally all the leaves came off. Let me just move this out the way. So literally all the leaves like came off or fell off. So I put it in the prop box hoping, or the mini greenhouse, just hoping that it will grow back, and it actually did. So this plant just needs a lot of humidity. Just being out here on my shelf wasn't cutting it, and all of it growth, like this is all new growth. Like it was literally just the vines, and it grew back. So if your plant is dying, there is hope. And then I have a cutting from my Hoya numeralis, and I just like to take cuttings for insurance, and also just in case there's a swap meet coming up. They usually have them in the springtime. I just like to have things ready and propagated that I know are pretty popular. I have my Hoya Polynera, and this is actually a cutting that I recently purchased, and it's been in the prop box for about a couple months. And I just recently put it in soil, and I put her back in there because I wanted her to acclimate a little bit better. So the plants that I don't have multiples of, once I repot it, I usually just put it in the greenhouse so that way it can acclimate from being in that high humidity in sphagnum and now into soil, or from leca into soil. So there's that. And this is my Hoya, sorry, I'm having a brain fart. So this is my Hoya Helwinga, and the main plant is actually just up here on my top shelf, and I took a cutting, like I said, for insurance, and I'm gonna add this in here. But look at these roots. There, you can see some nice roots growing up in here, and this is in leca. And when I'm rooting in leca, I just really just put water in there, and I'm not going to get into all those chemicals. I'm just starting to use leca as a propagation media because I'm finding out that sphagnum is not the greatest for the environment for us to keep buying sphagnum. So I'm trying to find ways that are more environmentally friendly because, you know, as someone who loves plants, I don't want to destroy the earth while I'm enjoying them. But yeah, so this is my Hoya Hellwinga. This is my Hoya Rankson. She looks a little raggedy because yeah, my kids bit off a chunk of it. One of my kids, I'm not gonna say who, but yeah, she's recovering. She has 2 new growth points coming in right here, and she's been in here a while. I'm actually just keeping this one because I purchased another one as well. So I'm keeping this to main, but I might add it in there or I might just save it for a plant swap. We'll see. This is a Hoya Kalina IR26. I recently got this in a plant group. We swapped for it. I'm trying to get it to focus. And hopefully you can see it. And yeah, she's cute. She's not rooted yet, but she's on her way. This is my Hoya Rebecca. I recently switched her into a different pot and she's just not doing well, so I put her in here to try to help her acclimate a little bit better and help her recover. I'm not really sure what's going on with her. She doesn't have any pests that I can see, but I think that she was just getting a little bit too much light. So I'm hoping that putting her in here with some higher humidity will help her recover. Yeah, and hopefully she bounces back a little bit better. We'll see. And this is my Hoya Pollinivera. Pollinivera. You know, I suck at names. It'll be listed. But this is my Hoya Pollinivera. I got this a couple months ago. I just potted her up in soil and I took a cutting also. So that's why she's back in here. And I'll probably keep her... Oops, some of the perlite came out. I'll probably keep her in here for a little bit longer just to help her acclimate a little bit better. But yeah, everybody seems to be loving it in here. This one had a rough shipping, so this is my Hoya Croliana Silver. One of them, I have 2 of them. I bought them from the same seller and they seem to be selling them like every summertime, and I just wanted it to be a little bit fuller on my other one, but my other one, some leaves fell off and it wasn't doing great, but now it's doing better that I put it in the other greenhouse. But this one seems to be bouncing back. She has some rough shipping. That's why her edges are all out of here. But yeah, she seems to be doing a lot better. And this is just in some soil. And this is my Hoya Caudata. And I took a cutting from the mama plant. And she does have some roots, but I don't think I'll be able to pick it up on camera. But yeah, she looks cute. She's looking good. Got them. I love the edges of this plant. How it's kind of rigidy. There we go. And then this is my Hoya Sigiligatus that I got from Thailand. And she's doing pretty well. She has a lot of roots. You can see some roots right here. Some roots coming through. And I'm probably going to leave her in there and then add this to my main Hoya Sigiligatus. I went a little crazy around my birthday. And I got a couple of my favorite, like, is it really your favorite plant unless you get multiples of it? You know what I'm saying? So that's what if you see multiples, no judging, mind your business, okay? But this is all in my first mini greenhouse. And I also like to add a layer of sphagnum because the lid does come off to keep it humid in here. And I'll just look, so you can see there's a perimeter of sphagnum moss around it, and that's what keeps it humid, and I keep that damp. Yeah, and they seem to be loving it. So I'm just gonna put these back and then bring up my other propagations. Okay, so this is my second mini greenhouse, and we're gonna look in here and check it out. I'm just gonna take the lid off. One's coming over. Okay, so we're just gonna start on this side. This is a Hoya Ciroc. I've had her for a while. I want to say the beginning of this year. She came in this orchid bark, and I just left her in there. I did put her in this pot, but she came like in a bag with soil. This is a recently new leaf, but it's been a slow grower for me. Like, this is all that's had. She does have a growth point, but it's been pretty slow growing for me, honestly. So yeah, I'm hoping that she picks up the pace, man. We gotta get it together, sis. And then I have my sad variegated variegated Maranta. She's doing better now that she's in the greenhouse and she's in a plastic one, but I had her in terracotta and she was not having it. She's like, nah, bruh, put me back. So here she is. She's cute now. She was struggling, but we got it together. And then I have another cutting of my Hoya numeralis here, and she's doing good. Like, these I will say that my numeralis propagates really well and pretty fast. So yeah, and then I have a cutting before my Rebecca. See, this is why you need insurance. The cutting of my Hoya Rebecca before she went a little south. Please God, let her bounce back, because I love that plant. But here she is. See, she's looking gorgeous. This is how it looked before she went a little south. So I'm hoping that I'm praying that my Hoya Rebecca bounces back. And this is my first Hoya Coriana Silver. And she's doing a lot better. So at first she like lost all these leaves, and now they're coming back, and you can see like where she lost leaves right here. Yeah, I don't know. So this is my Hoya Sunrise that I got from Thailand. I did an unboxing video. I'll put that video link down below. And she's acclimating pretty well. These are all new leaves. The leaves that aren't looking kind of crusty are the new ones. And she's acclimating pretty well, and I'm gonna add her to my main Hoya Sunrise plant. But yeah, she's doing well. And recently took cuttings of my Hoya Coriana Black because I do want it to be fuller. But here she is. I got a yellow leaf, but that's fine. I mean, sometimes that happens. I'll just take it off. But she is rooting, so I'm not too worried about that. I just think that it's putting off the energy to create roots, and it's dying back a couple leaves, so that's fine. And this is my Hoya Lisa Australis. This was already rooted. She was just struggling a little bit, and now she's doing a lot better. These 4 new leaves at the top are all from me putting her in the mini greenhouse. And I think I discussed this in a previous video, that she was just kind of struggling, so I switched her from soya to leca to help her kind of I cut a lot of her roots off to regrow her roots and to promote some new growth. Yeah. And this is my Lightning Jewel Orchid. I love this plant. It's just been, honestly, this plant is pretty hard for me. She was in sphagnum for a long time, and I just put her in some orchid bark thinking that maybe she needed some nutrient rich type of media, and she's doing okay. I mean, she's not doing amazing. So if you have any tips and you're an orchid grower and you love orchids, please help me out, because I'm more of a Hoya person, if you can't already tell. But I do love this plant, and she's gorgeous. I just want to know how to make her happier. I know that I'll probably have to keep her in the greenhouse like forever, because they love high humidity, but you know, I just want to make her happier. And this is my Hoya Rosita. She was in some soil and she wasn't happy, so I put her in here, and she looks like she's getting to be a lot more happier because there's just a lot more root growth coming in. Let's see if you can see. So you can see kind of those roots coming in. There we go. So yeah, and there you can see a ladybug. I still have the ladybugs in my house, and they're loving it. So this is a second greenhouse. Oh yeah. I'll have to insert what this is called. This is a freebie plant that I got, and it's a Hoya. I want to say it starts with a W. I know that. So this is why I need to label my plants. But she's a cutie. And I'm growing this because a lot of the times when you ship, you have to cut off the roots because the roots aren't great. So I cut off the roots, and I am re-rooting her, and I did the tug test. If you don't know, usually when you're rooting something, if you tug and it doesn't come right out, then that means that there's some roots growing in there, especially when it's in sphagnum or leca. But yeah, she's cute. She got a little bit of splash on there. Love her. She's cute. I'll put the name somewhere around here. So yeah, let me put her back, and then we can look at, oh yeah, I actually do have a smaller greenhouse. It's like a little gold cute one, and I'll do that before we go to my Sterlite boxes. So just a second. So here is the Sterlite box that I have. It's just your standard Sterlite box with a clear top, so that way I can have a grow light sit on top of it. And it just sits here in my workroom that there is a dead space in. So I'm going to show you guys what's inside it and take a look. Okay, so here is what it looks like, and I'm going to pull everything out one by one and show you guys what I'm propagating. So I'm just going to pull it out and show you guys what I have here. I'm just on the floor in my workroom, and if you've seen this background before, this is how it looks. When you're working in a sewing room, it's just always a mess. So first I have an import, my Hoya Gung, and this is from Indonesia. And I find that the plants that are from Indonesia really come like from big plants that are established. So here it is. You're not really going to be able to see the roots because it's in an amber, like an amber cup. But she's big, and with the pull test, you can't really pull her out. She's in leca. And I'm going to keep her in here until spring because she seems to be really enjoying it in here. And then next I have my Hoya elliptica. Part of this is from a local seller here, and another part of it is from a Thailand import. This is like my second time trying it, and if it doesn't work this time again, I probably won't do it again. I really love this Hoya, but the first time I tried it, like, it died and it didn't do well. And oh, I have a ladybug on my head. The first time I tried it, it didn't do well, and I'm just, this one I had to put back into leca because the roots weren't doing good. And then this one is just my cutting that I got from a local plant seller. So hopefully she does well and acclimates a little bit better. Turn on my other light so that I don't look like I'm in a dark room. I have my Hoya Pachelata that I got from my recent plant nursery tour at Family Tree Nursery, and unfortunately this was before they had their sale, and this was on sale for like $2 after I left. I love that. Don't you love when that happens? Not really. But she's doing good. I just put her in here to adjust, and once she's been in this for a while, I'm actually going to cut this down so that way I can make her fuller. But yeah, she seems to be loving it. She hasn't lost any leaves in the transition. Good job. And this is the Hoya Australis that I got to make the other one fuller. She has 2 new leaves coming in, and there's some sun stress in there, which is, I'm sure is from the grow light being right on top of it. So we love that, the pink sun stress. I have a Hoya Mini Bella. She's pretty short, so she likes to pop out. Let's get her in there. But this is just something that I got for free from one of my plant friends. And she's a little kitty. She has a little bit of roots coming in. You can barely see them though. And this is my Hoya Sweet Scent. She has some new growth coming in right here. And this was one of the freebies that I got from when I ordered my Hoya Sunrise, because my Hoya Sunrise never showed up, and they resent it with some freebies. This is my Hoya Lacanosa. I just took some cuttings from my sister because the one I have has gone through a rough patch. Let me try to get this to focus on the plants and not my face. There we go. So she's in sphagnum with this really cute cup that I got from either the thrift store or Joann's. So that's where I usually get my cups if I'm not reusing them from my yogurt. And this was another freebie of, this is a cutting from this was in my other mini greenhouse from IKEA. I don't know the name of it off the top of my head, but I will insert it on the screen. But yeah, she's a cutie. And the roots are all at the bottom. You can kind of see them. There you go. She has a bunch of roots coming in there. So once I see some new growth coming in, I might think about repotting it. But again, all these will probably stay in until like maybe like Marchish. We'll see. We'll see. And this is all top cuttings of the Hoya Sunrise. So this all came in that one plant that I had over there. This was all part of the same plant, but I took all these top cuttings and look at all those roots. She's doing good. So I might just like pick this apart and take them to a plant swap with me, and then maybe keep just a couple of them to help fill out the plant that I do have. But most likely I'll take this to a plant swap, maybe have like 2 cuttings per thing. So yeah, I just like to, and a lot of times if I have friends come over and they like a plant, if I have a cutting ready, I'll gift them a little piece of it, and the other half of the time I'm just saving them for a plant swap. So, and this is my Hoya Persenia that just came with the Hoya Colina that my husband purchased for me. This was a gift plant, and she's cute. I love it. This is a plant that I didn't know I wanted, so thank you to the seller. And then the last thing I have is a Hoya variegated Wyetii, and this was a lot fuller, but it's been a struggle. I have like random cuttings, and just like the other one, I have sphagnum around the perimeter of the greenhouse. So I just put this on the edge of it. I just put it in there. It's been a struggle, so I put her in there and I cut off what was left to try to root it, and hopefully she'll get back full again. So we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna put this back and show you the last little setup I have. So just a second. This is the last setup I have. This is just another Sterlite box. It's just a smaller version, and I have some cling wrap because it didn't come with a clear top, and just some tape around it. It's the random tape. And these two, I'm not gonna open it because I don't want to retape it, but I do have just like a little slight like opening right here so it doesn't get too humid. And I have my Hoya variegated Hindu rope, the Maui one, and then I have my Hoya Crimson Queen. These two had mealybugs and they're recovering because after they've been sprayed down and hosed down, they're not doing too great. So I'm hoping that, mainly hoping that my Hoya Hindu rope makes it through, because these are hard to come by, the variegated ones. And then my Hoya Crimson Queen, I do love her, but if she dies I won't be too sad, but I'll still be sad because she's been with me for 2 years and I don't want to lose her. But if I gotta pick one, it's gonna be the Hindu rope, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that's all my setup that I have for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you have any questions on any more questions on how I set up, you know, just drop a comment down below. Tell me about your guys' setup. I'd love to hear it. And if you aren't already following me on my social medias, you can see daily content on my Instagram and my TikTok. I do post like workout stuff there, just my workout progress. I don't really post it on YouTube because, you know, I'm not certified to be giving out workout advice, but you can come along with this journey with me. I don't, you know, I don't feel like it's really something that I could vlog on YouTube. I mean, I could probably make a vlog, but I don't want anyone to like take my word for it, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not certified. But yeah, all that being said, you can follow me on my TikTok and Instagram for day-to-day content. And, you know, like and subscribe if you liked this video or any of my other content. And I'll be, from now on, I'm thinking that Sundays will be my days that I'll post. weekly, and I'm gonna try to come up with a series for midweek, maybe just highlighting the plants that I have and how I take care of them, like one plant a week showing you guys. So that's something that I'm looking forward to doing. But yeah, thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks.